What's up guys, welcome back once again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today we got some more exciting previews for the upcoming Empyre set. This preview is coming to us thanks to House Rules Gaming on Facebook, so as always make sure you go there and give them a like as well and help support them. And this is coming straight from Game Trade Magazine, so as always the pictures are not the best quality because they're kind of like pictures from pictures printed in a magazine. So it's the best we've got and we can work with it. It's not too bad this time. But not only do we get a look at some figures, we've also got an exciting look at pretty much, I think, every legacy card that's going to be in this set. So stay tuned to the end to check those out, and maybe you have some of them in your collection. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, starting off strong, we have a super rare Mar-Vell, Avengers, Kree, Negative Zone, Cosmic, and Soldier keywords. He's got the Captain roll tag, so he'll be doing some stuff for our sidekicks. And then he's number 59A, so there's also going to be a Prime version of him. That's not in this preview though. So first of all, he starts with a trait, the Kree Scroll War. Free, choose an opposing character within range. The chosen character can't use super senses or shape change when attacked by Mar-Vell and friendly sidekicks this turn. That's really awesome. It's kind of like a super double outwit for any super senses or shape change that they might have for him and any sidekicks. So definitely some incentive to play sidekicks with him. Another trait, the return of Mar-Vell. The first time Mar-Vell would be KO'd, instead turn him to click number 8, then roll a d6 and heal him equal to half the result. If Mar-Vell is 125 points, instead heal him equal to the result, protected pulse wave. I always love those effects, anything that kind of gives you, a second wind in your character to give them a little more life, give them another chance to do some cool stuff. Always fun, always useful. But moving on, next he has a special damage power that gives him leadership, and when Mar-Vell uses it and succeeds, you may instead generate a number 3 Kree Soldier on click number 1. And we do actually get a look at Kree Soldier here in a second, but first looking at the back of his card there with his dial, he's got the Shield team ability and the Cosmic Energy team ability, so two really good team abilities to have. 7 range double target. For 125 points, he's got Flight, 10 movement with Running Shot, 11 attack penetrating blast, 18 invulnerability, and 4 damage with that leadership special. And for 75 points, you're really only losing 1 speed, 1 defense, and 1 damage. He starts with everything else the same. And honestly, I'd probably end up playing him at the 75 line most often, just because he does have like the same amount of reach, slightly less damage potential, and not quite as good defense, and obviously not as much health. But overall, I just think I'd prefer to save the 50 points. You're not gaining much besides like the 4 damage and the 18 defense. I mean, he's still going to be able to revive himself once. He still starts with that cool leadership special. And what's interesting to me is he goes into Charge and Energy Explosion. That's not a combo you see very often. And then Super Senses and Outwit. So overall, not bad. Nothing amazing, but he's just a pretty solid version of Mar-Vell. We haven't got one in a long time, so definitely way overdue. Up next, we have Roland. I don't really know exactly how to pronounce that. I'm going to call him Roland for this. Roland here has the Skrulls, X-Men, Spy, and Warrior keywords. He's an ally. He's got the ally roll tag up there at the top. This is a rare. I thought he was going to be a super rare, but he's only a rare figure. He's got a trait that's sideline active, unique modifier, friendly captains and sidekicks modify attack +1 when attacking one or more characters with the X-Men keyword. So this guy is going to be must-have for the sideline on any captain and sidekick type of team you have. There are just so many X-Men now. We've got like 4 or 5 X-Men sets in the past few years. So definitely must-have for any of your captain and sidekick teams. But then he has another really cool trait that gives him free, choose 2 powers from the following list. Roland can use those powers until you choose again. And that gives you the choice between Phase Teleport, Running Shot, Charge, Blades, Claws, Fangs, Penetrating Blast, Energy Explosion, Energy Shield Deflection, Super Senses, and Regeneration. Lots of good choices there, obviously. And then looking at the back of his card, he's got the Skrulls team ability and the X-Men team ability, so 2 really good team abilities. Pretty basic dial because you got all the pick-a-power already. Sidestep, toughness, shape change. Wait a minute, shape change I thought was benched for this set. I don't really understand why shape change was supposed to be benched for this set, but this is the second time I've seen it on a scroll figure. Not to mention they already have shape change from the team ability, but they also give them for a couple of clicks on the dial to work with the team ability. So I don't know, there's really no excuse for why they couldn't give it to the Venomized characters that we already saw on our last first look video, but you know, it is what it is. Those are still really good figures. I just wish they would have given them shape change, because all the other Venoms had shape change. If they're already giving all the scrolls shape change, they really can't say it's benched. It's in the set. It's clearly in the set. So it's definitely a little bit annoying that they just chose not to give it to the Venoms. They gave them super senses instead. It's whatever. Back to this figure. Overall, for 75 points, he's got 7 clicks of life. He's full of toughness. He's got shape change on a 4 through 6 to start out with. You can also choose super senses and energy shield deflection if you wanted to get some really good defenses on him. And then, you know, he's got some pretty good values there. 11 attack, 18 defense, 6 range. I think for 75 points, he's actually really, really good. But I am still a little bit salty about this whole shape change thing, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, moving on next, we have Loki. He's got the Asgardian, Guardians of the Galaxy, Young Avengers, Deity, and Mystical keywords. And he's just an uncommon in the set, but he has an awesome rally die mechanic here. For all attack rolls, if anybody rolls a 2, you can put a die with a 2 on his card. And then he can take this free action to remove a rally die, to place Loki in any square within 2 squares. If you did, generate a number 26 Loki on click number 9. In the square he last occupied. This is number 26 Loki, so you're just going to want to get multiples of this guy to generate himself. And then if Loki started the game on click number 9, he can't gain rally dice and has a 0-point value for all effects, including scoring. Take a look at his dial here. He does have Mystic's team ability, which is really nice. And honestly, if you can just generate a bunch of these guys just to kind of run up there and make them, you know, get hit to deal some Mystic damage is fine. Plus they have Prob. So, you know, just generating a bunch of dudes with Prob is going to be great too. Even if they're not great attackers with only a 9 attack. You know, who cares? You get a bunch of Prob with 0 points and Mystics. That's actually really good. But his own dial starting out, Stealth, 11 attack blades, 17 toughness, 3 damage with Prob, 6 range double target. For 60 points, you know, nothing special. Fun, definitely a fun Loki dial. I love the type of dials that just generate more like illusions of themselves for characters like Loki and Mysterio and that kind of thing. So a really fun dial, and like I said, if you generate a bunch of these guys, if you and your opponent start rolling a bunch of 2s, you can get a bunch of these Lokis out on the map, and you can have a lot of Probs and a lot of Mystics fodder. So for that, I think he's actually pretty decent, and definitely the kind of uncommon you're going to hope to pull more than one of. Last but not least here, we have the Kree Soldier. Pretty basic here. He's just got running shot and energy shield deflection to start out with. He is a sidekick, worth noting that. So of course you can team him up with Marvel that we took a look at earlier, and you can get that cool free action that Marvel has to turn off super senses and shape change on people. So it makes it easier for them to hit. And honestly, for 20 points, these guys are not bad. 6 range, 8 movement with running shot, 11 attack for 2 damage, and a 16 defense with energy shield deflection. Not bad at all. And then the rest of their 3 clicks after that are just sidestep and enhancement. With the shield team ability, you gotta love enhancement with the shield team ability. This dude could sidestep up to somebody, take a power action to use shield team ability, to up their damage, +1 for a ranged attack, +2 from enhancement, and the shield already gives them +1 range as well. So that's a really awesome combo once you get a couple of these guys out there, and once they take a hit and get back onto that enhancement clicks there, there's a lot they can still do for your team. Alright, that's all the regular figures. So far, so good. I like them a lot. But next, we have an exciting look at the legacy card characters, so let's dive right into that. Starting us off, we have Mockingbird. Now this is where it's going to get kind of hard to see what these characters can all do. It looks like she's got Avengers, Shield, and Spy keywords, potentially. Kind of hard on that last one. Oh, and this is the Mockingbird from the Sinister set. I believe, I'm like 99% sure this is the Veteran Mockingbird with the red ring. But she gets a new trait that gives her Sidestep and Stealth. Sidestep did not exist when this set came out. That is for sure. So that gives her a lot more maneuverability, and stealth definitely gives her some more defense options. And then she's got this really fun trait called Secret Scroll. The first time Mockingbird is KO'd, do not remove her from the game. Instead, after resolutions, place her in the square she last occupied on click number 3. She is now friendly to your opponent's force and has the Scroll's team ability this game. Now, don't ask me how I can read that. I spent like an hour staring at these cards trying to figure out what they did. So some of these are just my best guess, honestly. But I'm pretty confident that's what she says, and that's a really cool effect to have. I was just looking at her dial earlier, and she's got a really long dial, and she was only like 30-something points, so I'm guessing they're going to drop her down even more, just to like 30 even, maybe 25, maybe even 20. And you're going to have a good long dial length. She's not an amazing attacker or anything, but the sidestep and stealth does help, and I'm sure that they could make her like 20 points, given the fact that she's got this trait that is actually going to put her on your opponent's team. But that's more of a really just fun, flavorful mechanic, because she was a scroll during the whole Secret Wars thing, I'm pretty sure. So just to be able to turn her into a scroll mid-game is just really fun. But anyway, next up we have Scarlet Witch. This is from the Fantastic Forces set, another very old school set. I'm also 99.999% sure that this is the rookie version of Scarlet Witch, considering she has the Brotherhood team ability. The other ones don't have that team ability, so this is pretty much got to be the rookie Scarlet Witch. I don't know why they stopped putting the color ring around the picture. I wish they still did that to make it more obvious which one this is supposed to be. But regardless, she looks like she has the Avengers, Brotherhood of Mutants, and mystical keywords. She's got a trait that says Phase Teleport. When Scarlet Witch uses it after resolutions, she may use Force Blast as free. So that just gives her a cool little, Phase Teleport, and can potentially mess with your opponent's positioning. Now, the cool thing about this figure, it had like a 10 range for her prob control. She only has stealth and prob control. And she was like, I want to say 30-something points as well. So I'm guessing they'll probably drop her down to around like a flat 30-ish points maybe. And yeah, just stealth and a 10 range prob and some phasing that can, she can use a free Force Blast after is pretty cool. But yeah, I'd pay 30 points for a 10 range prob, definitely. Maybe 20, maybe they knocked her down even more than that. I don't know, we can't see the back of the card, so we don't really know what the point values are yet. But moving on next, we have actually a very surprising one, Daredevil Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, this just came out a few years ago in the What If set, so I'm really surprised, and I don't really know why we'd be getting him in this set. It's kind of an interesting choice, but it looks like he just has the shield and spy keywords. Radar Sense gives him stealth and improved targeting for hindering terrain, I believe, is what that says. So that's what you'd expect a Daredevil to have. But then he has another trait that is pretty much exactly what I remember his old trait being, and that is Daredevil Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and friendly characters within 3 squares are considered adjacent to each other for the purpose of the S.H.I.E.L.D. team ability. So basically him and friendly characters within 3 squares of him are all considered adjacent for using S.H.I.E.L.D. That basically means that they're all going to give each other +1 range, even if they're a couple squares apart, and they can take a power action to up their ranged attack damage by +1 on somebody else. So that's actually a really cool effect to have, and I really liked him for that reason back when he first got released in the What If set. And then he has a special movement power that gives him running shot, charge, flurry, and sidestep. 4 very, very good powers to have, especially all together in one special ability. So I don't remember if that's what his special movement power did before. I really don't. I feel like it was probably something similar to that. I don't think they changed him much. They might have dropped his point value a little bit. Again, we can't see that right now, but all in all, this is a great figure. Still confused as to why they made him a legacy card, but regardless, he's a really cool figure. Next up, we have Hawkeye, and this is Hawkeye from the Avengers set, the first carded Heroclix set, by the way. Unique Hawkeye, too. So, now, back then, even, he wasn't really very good. So I'm also very surprised that we're getting a legacy card of this Hawkeye. I can think of at least 2 or 3 others off the top of my head I would have preferred to have gotten a legacy card for, namely the Chaos War one, my favorite Hawkeye from back in the day. But this one looks like they gave him some much needed improvements. Looks like he's got the Avengers, Great Lakes Avengers, and Thunderbolts keywords, I believe. Then he's got a trait that says, when Hawkeye makes a ranged attack, you may choose to modify either attack or range by +2. I believe that says attack or range +2. It's possible it says attack or damage +2, but I believe it says range. So you're almost always going to want to choose attack +2. If I remember correctly, his best attack value is 9 or 10, and it just dropped from there. So you're probably going to want attack +2 most of the time. But then he's got a special attack power, Trick Arrows. When Hawkeye hits after resolutions, he may use either Smoke Cloud or Barrier as free, but only to generate two markers, and I think it says adjacent or in the square of a hit opposing character. I believe it says something along those lines. So when he hits with a range attack, you get a free Smoke Cloud or Barrier for 2 markers adjacent or in the square of the hit opposing character. I mean, that's great, honestly. So for the free Smoke Cloud in their square is cool, because if they don't have like Running Shot or something to get out of it, it's going to modify their attack -1 because of the Smoke Cloud effect. And then obviously Barrier can just be very useful to block their lines of fire, lock them out of a fight completely, maybe until next turn when it goes away. So very cool effect to have there. I like that one a lot. Now this next one is the one I've had the most difficulty interpreting of all of these legacy cards. So the most I can make out, I think, says something along the lines of, when an opposing character within range and line of fire makes a range attack, something, yeah, I can't really tell much after that. I think it's something along the lines of what Trick Shot did in Captain America and the Avengers set, where when an opposing character makes a range attack within his range and line of fire, maybe it's one of those type of effects where he can roll 2d6 and, you know, add his attack value, and if he beats it, then you just dodge the attack or whatever. Can't really tell. If you guys can read what that says, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to hear your opinions on that one. But whatever it is, he's a lot better than he used to be, so that's a win. Moving on, next we have Joe Fixit from the Incredible Hulk set. So this is really cool. He's got the new Fantastic Four trait that we saw in the Fantastic Four set with all the other new Fantastic Four. So it's cool that they're bringing him in and giving him the same trait, which is Passenger 1, but only to carry a character with the Fantastic Four keyword. And then it says something along the lines of, once per turn, when Joe Fixit is carried and placed adjacent to 2 or more opposing characters after resolutions, he may make an attack, a close attack. So that's pretty much along the lines of what they all did. I'm just inferring that mostly from that's what the rest of them did. So I'm pretty sure that's what his says too. And then he has a special movement power that it looks like it says Leap Climb, and when Joe Fixit is given a move action after resolutions, he may make a close attack or something along those lines. So we've seen stuff like that before. Leap Climb, give them a move action, and they can make a close attack. It's kind of like a full movement charge, which is really cool. You know, this guy looks pretty great. I love that they're bringing him in, kind of like the missing piece to that set. So it's really cool that he's getting a legacy card for that. Moving on, next we have a really exciting one, Namor. I actually already had this Namor. He is great. And this legacy card is going to be one of those must-have ones for sure. So it looks like he has Atlantis, Avengers, Cabal, something X-Men, something Illuminati. I can't really make out all of his keywords there, but he's got a lot of keywords, a lot of good ones for sure. Anyway, moving on to his special abilities here. He's got the dolphin symbol. Now, with the new rules change, the dolphin symbol is great, but his special movement power there says flight symbol, flurry, charge, but do not half speed. That's amazing. That's pretty much what it used to do. It just used to give him charge, flurry, and flight. I don't think it used to say do not half speed on the charge, though. So I think that's a new addition that makes it so much better than it already was. And like I was saying with the swim symbol also, if he's occupying Water Train, your opponent can't target him 4 or more squares away. They have to be like very close to him to be able to target him. So that's kind of like a super stealth in a way. And that can keep him safe enough to get close enough to use this full move, charge, flurry, and then the flight, of course, lets him fly over everything else. So that's great. Very, very powerful effects there. And then he has a special defense power that gives him invulnerability and regeneration, and when Namor occupies water terrain, he can use regeneration as free. That's a great upgrade. If I remember correctly, it used to just give him invulnerability and regeneration if he occupied water terrain. So the fact that it gives him both of those powers and then just regen as free if he's in water, that's just a huge upgrade, and I love that. But then moving on, he has a very awesome special damage power. Now if I'm reading this correctly, and I can't quite make out all of it, but it says something along the lines of leadership, power, generate a standard character from your sideline of something or less points. Can't really make out how many points that says. Might be 50, 100, I'm not sure. Anyway, of X amount of points or less that has the dolphin symbol. And then it says this effect can only be used twice per turn, I believe it says. So essentially, we have an Atlantis Jason Wingard, except instead of generating bystanders off of random other cards, he can generate anything of so many points that has the dolphin symbol. Now, it does matter a lot how many points that says. I really wish I could make out how many points that says, but it's really hard. Regardless, there's lots of great ones right now. For instance, the Chase Namor from Captain America and the Avengers would be a great one to call in off the sideline. Potentially the Spider-Man Chase, the Viking Spider-Man, I can't remember his name right now. The Spider Viking, I think his name was just Spider Viking actually. Spider Viking Chase, if, I can't tell if that's, how many points that is, but if you can generate somebody up to 60 points, then Spider Viking would be great. He has the dolphin symbol. And I'm sure there's lots of other cool choices that I'm not even thinking about right now, but that's super, super awesome and really makes this guy a must-have. And I really hope they dropped his point value down to like 100 or less, because he used to be like 150 points. But he is unique, and we've seen these kinds of things on characters that are 100 or less points, so I really hope they did the right thing here and dropped him down to a reasonable level, because I would love to actually see this guy make it in like a meta event somewhere, just generating some random characters off the sideline and, you know, charge flurrying for a ton of damage and stuff would be super awesome to see. Oh, I don't think I mentioned it, but this Namor is from the Secret Invasion set, so of course it makes all the sense in the world to put him in this set as a legacy card, because these sets are very similar. Now, last but not least, we have the Captain America from the Ultimate set. Now, I'm going to be honest, at first I thought, well, this has to be the veteran, right? But I am 99% sure this is also the rookie Captain America, the yellow ring. Now, the reason I believe it's the rookie Captain America is because nowhere on the front of the card here does it say he has any team abilities. He does have that first trait there that says that he can use the Avengers team ability. Captain America has the Avengers team ability, is basically what it says. But only the rookie version didn't have a team ability. The other two versions, I believe, both had the Ultimates team ability. So that's one thing that's leading me more to believe that this is actually the rookie version of Captain America. But I could be wrong. We'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, again, I wish they would put the color ring around the picture like they did in the other legacy cards. But moving on next to his other trait here, his second trait gives him Close Combat Expert and free Make a Close Attack. That's a really awesome trait to have. He really needs a Close Combat Expert for one, to help his very old school attack and damage values, but free Make a Close Attack for your whole entire dial, and he does have quite a long dial being such an old figure. That's going to be just super useful. I mean, you could literally just get somebody to carry him up super far, and then he could just free Make a Close Attack with Close Combat Expert, because that's going to combo now as well. So that's super awesome and fun. And then he has a really cool other third trait here that says Sideline Active. When a friendly character named Black Panther of 50 points or more is KO'd, you may generate Captain America from your sideline in the square that Black Panther last occupied on click number 3, I believe it says. Something along those lines. So that's really cool. Sideline Active trait. If you have anybody on your team named Black Panther, it's 50 or more points. If they get KO'd, you can just bring him in on click number 3. I think it says 3. And then boom. It might say click number 2. It's really hard to tell. But yeah, and that's cool because I'm pretty sure click 2 and 3 he had Impervious to start out with instead of the Energy Shield. So That's fine, even though his defense was pretty terrible. But that's just a really cool effect. That's really fun. I just love the ability to bring in other characters when one of your characters gets taken out. That's always going to be fun and useful to have. Alright, well that was another huge preview to look through. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure you smash that like button for me. It does help out a lot. Let me know in the comments your guys' thoughts on all of these figures. What do you guys think about the figures you've seen in this set? What do you guys think about the legacy cards we're getting? I'm pretty sure that's got to be all the legacy cards for this set. So far, I'm pretty happy with all the legacy cards, honestly. I had to go quickly buy a couple off of eBay that I wanted, but I already had a couple of them, so I'm going to definitely try to get all of those legacy cards because some of them are really, really cool looking, especially Namor, Captain America, and a couple of the other ones. They look really fun. But yeah, like I said, let me know your thoughts on all that. And don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any more future videos. And if you guys would like to help support the channel even more, you can check the links in the description for our Patreon. You can see your name here in the credits with all these other awesome people. So check that out if it's interesting to you. And that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys again so much for watching. And until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.